Hi there, it's Kath Nolden from the Wellness Tree. I hope you are having a good week. And this training today is all about the 4 stages of sober curiosity, the alcohol freedom journey, whatever that means for you. So before I share these 4 stages with you, I want to first of all reassure you that if you are currently struggling with cycles of grey area drinking, you're not now and again drinking and it's just not a thing for you, and you're also not end of spectrum, you would need to be medically detoxed, but you're in this grey area, then this training is for you. And it's for you if you're sober curious. It's for you if you're wanting to drink less or none. And it's for you if you're already alcohol free and you want to create more consistency, because these stages that I'm going to share with you, we very often flow in and out of these stages. And not just with alcohol, it's also in our life. And the Wellness Tree, yes, it supports us to stop drinking and to let alcohol go and not be a thing anymore. But most of all, the Wellness Tree helps us to create a life that feels so good that alcohol just melts away. So before I share these 4 stages with you, I want to set the scene. I want to give you something that you can actually see in your mind's eye, that you can connect with, how this makes sense for you. Bearing in mind, this is a very personal journey, so take what feels good, leave what doesn't, and you can make this your own. This really is the beauty of the Wellness Tree. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's a living, breathing template. It's a world, it's a lifestyle that you can just take that and make it your own. And there's so many other free trainings in this group that I talk about all of this. So go to the guides after this video, have a little look. But this is the perfect place to start. So if you're new here or you're reconnecting, you're jumping in, you've seen that I'm live, a big warm welcome to you. Welcome to you on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. Let's dive into this, because this, my gorgeous souls, is something that I have been living, and I have been through all of these stages on my alcohol freedom journey, which I started over 10 years ago. I've been around 95% sober in that time, had a few drinking experiments in the first couple of years, at the end of the first year, a million day ones before even that. Took me ages to get lift off. There's a whole journey around exploration in there, which I really embrace. It's part of the journey, and I haven't had any alcohol at all in the last 5 years. 5 years ago was when I lost my dad really unexpectedly, and I hadn't yet then learnt to navigate through grief without drinking. So let's dive into this. I'm really excited to share this with you. And hopefully this is going to bring you some clarity, no matter where you are. And I'd be really interested to hear from you as I go through these different stages. Where does it feel like you're at? Because when you can see where you're at, it gives you some hope, it gives you some guidance, and the nervous system loves that. It loves guidance, it loves structure, and we like to know. Our brains like to know, don't they? So we're going to set the scene first. Imagine that you are sitting on a beach. Now, this isn't a very nice beach at all. It's very pebbly, it's very uncomfortable, it's very grey, it's very dull. You don't feel good sitting on this beach. This beach is actually Pain Island. It's not good. It's maybe you're feeling like you're there right now. You're in this place typically of over drinking when you promised yourself you wouldn't. Maybe every Monday is a fresh new shiny start, but you're still on Pain Island. It doesn't feel good. It's raining, it's cold, it's miserable. And in your mind and in your heart and your soul, you want to leave. You don't want to be here anymore. And as you're sat on this horrible beach, you're looking out to sea, and in the distance, you can see another island. And you can see that it's really sunny over there. It looks really inviting. It's giving off this kind of exciting, warm, comforting glow about it. And you know that you want to go to that island because it feels like freedom. That is Pleasure Island. It's actually paradise. The people that are living on this island, they are happy, they are free, they are navigating their life's challenges in a calm and steady and rooted way. They are living with their own wellness trees. They are living in health, in soul wealth. They have set their days up in a way that feels really good to them. And you really love this idea. You've heard about this place, this paradise, but you feel like, oh, that's for them. I can't do that. You know, every time I try and get there, I just seem to fail. And here's what I want to tell you. Here's what I want to tell you. This life that I am describing is the freedom that you are wanting. Maybe you have tasted this freedom by doing no drinking days, drinking stretches. Maybe that's a short amount of time or a longer amount of time, and you've noticed some of the benefits or not. It depends on your mindset. But you just want to go and experience life living in a way that feels more like paradise. And you can. You can. This lifestyle isn't for someone else and not you. This absolutely can be for you. Now, it's really important I don't paint a picture here of it's all sunshine, unicorns and everything else and rainbows. We are true. We are living in truth. We are dealing with reality. But it's our mindset, it's our perspectives, it's the way, the state that we are living in. And this is something I discovered actually when I finally decided to quit, when I really deeply decided I'm just going to give it my all, I'm just going to do this. When there was a moment in my kitchen that changed everything, and I'll share that with you at the end. But here's what I want you to know. Paradise living. Pleasure Island, where it feels, life just feels good, and you're navigating through the challenges, feeling calm, steady, peaceful, connected, happy, being truly, authentically you, making the great choices that you want to be making. For me, you know, it's not a really extravagant lifestyle. I am such a simple person. I love slow, simple, steady living, and I just love walking in nature, cuddling my dog, cuddling my husband, doing work that I love, and having a lovely home. That's it, really. I'm just not I'm just not. It's like a feeling of fulfillment within. And it's not something that's a million miles away. It's right here inside us. This paradise is right here inside us. But what we do, we cover it up, we numb, we squash, we escape, we buy into the stories of our brain, etc. So just know that this place within you is here right now. And it's all to do with the state that we are in, the vibration that we are being, and how we can start unraveling, unwinding from the person that we are, and winding and spiraling into, in a positive way, into the new beginning, the new relationship with alcohol, whether that's drinking less or none, and spiraling and deepening into the new us, the new image, the new identity, the new vibration. And this is exactly what the wellness tree does. It acts as a bridge to get us from Pain Island, where it's horrible and grey and uncomfortable, and get us to that pleasure island, that paradise lifestyle. So let's dive in. I'm going to share the 4 stages with you, starting with, and also I'm going to do separate videos on these because each one there's a lot to each one. So look out for those. I'll be sharing those soon. We start with the ostrich. Stage 1 is the ostrich, and this is where most people begin. I was the ostrich for a long time. The ostrich she has her head buried in the sand. So she's on Pain Island, but her head is buried in the sand. She's not weak. She's just not wanting to look at the truth. So maybe her life is feeling really unaligned. Perhaps she is drinking, over drinking, not taking care of herself, but actually it's more like a party for one, which I remember it was for me, just bringing wine home every night after work, and a load of junk food, and just like, this is great, not actually thinking about the consequences of what I was doing. So these people may believe, like I used to, everybody's drinking, everyone drinks. It helps me relax, it's just part of my life. Maybe they have those whispers going on though, that actually something doesn't feel quite right. And maybe these people, these ostrich lovely people, are just waking up feeling foggy-headed, tired, drinking more than they meant to, noticing that it's affecting their mood, their motivation. They're actually in avoidance. They are avoiding the whole kind of alcohol conversation with themselves. And this is actually, there's nothing wrong with this. This is not to be judgmental, but this is because the nervous system isn't ready to look yet. It doesn't feel safe. It's a hard no, not yet. It might be a knocking and they can feel the knocking and it's like, oh. And I remember that. I remember that so well. And we have to meet this stage with curiosity and kindness. And what happened to me was one day, I remember I was in this place of trying to moderate my drinking. I didn't want to stop drinking. I loved my glass of Merlot bottle. I thought, no, it's fun, it's fun. Even though I knew deep down something had to change, I had to get a grip, I thought I had to try harder. But actually, what happened one day, I was drinking too much. I wasn't drunk, but I was merry, and I was thinking I was being really funny in the pub, and my husband said that I really embarrassed him, and he actually gave me a wake-up call. He said, look, Kath, You need to do something about your drinking. You've got to get a grip on it. And that was like slapping Ostrich me in the bum. My head came out of the sand super, super fast. I felt in my nervous system the shock of his words. But it was truth. It was truth. And I'm so grateful that he said that to me. Because if he hadn't said that to me, I'd probably still be trying to moderate today. Because the thing is, for something to move us out of ostrich mode, with our head buried in the sand, it's going to probably take something to shift us into the next state, which could be a conversation. It could be you're just tired of feeling tired, keeping on like with the same old cycle. It could be a more serious thing like a health diagnosis or something like that. It could be more disastrous, and we don't want that. But sadly, that's what happens when we don't listen. We hear the warnings and we still ignore them. And one day it's like, we don't want to live with regrets. So just meeting this part of ourselves with awareness and with kindness and curiosity, but really, what happens if we keep avoiding? So then when we're ready, which is root 1 of the wellness tree, being ready, being okay with messiness and failure and not having it all figured out, but we're ready to listen, we're ready to make a positive change, we then move into stage 2. Now, stage 2 is the toe dipper. So this is where sober curiosity really begins, and the toe dipper has started asking herself questions. She notices that something inside herself is shifting, and she notices that she feels better when she doesn't drink. Maybe she's noticing how she feels better when she doesn't drink because she sleeps better. She's more present. She's nicer to be around, but she gets grumpy and she's like, oh, I'm not sure about these moods and things, and then the FOMO can happen, fear of missing out, and it's wibbly wobbly. She'll try a few alcohol-free days or weeks, but the toe dipper is very much testing the water. So she's got one foot in the old identity and one foot in exploring something new. And this is where it feels like you're two different people. So I remember when I used to go shopping, and I remember doing this at the weekend sometimes, in fact most of the time, I would go shopping, and in my shopping trolley would be 2 separate shops for me, but for 2 identities. So I was doing the shop for, this is my last weekend drinking. I'm going to have a fresh new start Monday. Monday I'm going to sort my life out. I'm going to be amazing, clean, detoxing. I'm going to feel really good. So I'd have my shopping for my current identity, the one I was trying to lose, which would be several bottles of wine, extra just in case, because I didn't want to run out. There'd be crisps, grab bags, there'd be family-sized chocolate bars, granola, flapjack, all the things I loved, because I also had a binge eating disorder, sugar addiction thing going on as well, which was my original addiction from when I was 5 years old. That was running alongside my new wine habit that I couldn't seem to get a grip on. And I also wanted to let those things go, and so Monday was my fresh start every Monday, and I'd have the herbal teas in the other half of the trolley, things to make my green juice, and inspiring healthy magazines, and healthy chocolate that was 90% dark, and all of these things. And I was feeling hopeful when I got to the checkout, because even though it was half junk, half good stuff, I had hope because I'd promised myself a shiny new fresh start on Monday. But Monday would come and I'd have this almost, well, sometimes it was an excited feeling, but usually I'd wake up and I'd think, oh shit, I've got to do it. I promised myself I'd do it. And I'd sort of, I used to make these really elaborate stay sober plans that were just too ridiculous, really ridiculous. I'd set the bar so high and come crashing down, and then I'd be grumpy. I would just think, I'm just like, life's no fun. What's the point? I'd have a stressful day. I'd have an argument with my husband, and that's it. I'd press the effort button, be back to drinking again. And so it took me a long time, as it does with most people, to shift out of this toe dipper stage, because I kept going back from toe dipper to ostrich, ostrich to toe dipper. Maybe I'd jump into the next stage, which is the swimmer. I'd start, I'd make some progress, but I kept going back. Because our brain is telling us this isn't safe. We go into our primal brain. When actually, and this is what I teach my clients to do in Strong Roots, we notice when we're in our primal brain, which our brain will do. That's how we're designed. But we need to train it to get into our power brain. This is where we take control. So when we start, we're sort of doing these small experiments, we're building new habits, we're building awareness, we're then morphing into the next stage, which is stage 3, which is the swimmer. Now the swimmer has moved beyond curiosity. She's more sober serious, or actually wanting to do some decent amount of alcohol-free time. Maybe she hasn't decided whether it's a forever thing, and maybe that forever thing feels a bit scary. She's not sure. She's playing. She's experimenting, which is what I highly encourage, because that's how we learn. There's nothing wrong with it. And it's down to us to decide what is best for us, whether that is no alcohol, whether it's seeing if we can drink less. There's no labels here, there's no judgment. This is somewhere we must feel safe to explore, because I didn't have that. So I wanted to create a place for it. And I had some people upset, and other people were like, oh, thank you. I feel like I've got permission to just be my true self. So important, so important. So the swimmer may have taken some breaks from alcohol. She may have done longer periods of time. She's really learning what works for her and what doesn't. She's getting her feedback. She's really okay with failure, because it's how she's learning. She's learning that she's got to get her hands messy and in the dirt and face the shadows, and she knows that. She may not have it all figured out yet, and she wants to know why she keeps going back to drinking sometimes when she knows that she feels better without it. She thinks sometimes to herself thoughts like, why is this so much harder than I thought it would be? Why can't I just do this? What's wrong with me? There's so many people I hear, including how I was, that think in this way. But here's the thing, it's not about willpower. It's not about hanging on and hoping you don't drink and white knuckling your way through it. This is where, if you picture the swimmer, she can be, she's going for it like front crawl, she's thrashing about, what she's doing, like, give her credit for trying, but she's like desperately swimming, trying to get to Pleasure Island, trying to get to this paradise lifestyle that sounds amazing. But she's thinking about it also logically. And this isn't a brain logical thinking journey, it's a feeling journey. It's a journey that is about building an inner root system. So the swimmer, she needs to take a break from swimming. If she stops because she's exhausted, she might spiral about in circles. She needs an anchor. She needs to actually be a bit more of that diver and that mermaid. She needs to sit on the rocks, which is the next stage that we go into. But she needs to learn things like emotional regulation, how to deal with her emotions when they come up, how to deal with cravings and not be scared of them, how to keep going when it feels scary, how to build the new identity, how to create her new self-image and keep going. She needs to learn stress management. She needs to learn calm, steady habits. She needs to learn emotional sobriety. Because without strong roots, it's really hard to stay steady. And we can all do this no matter where we are, even today. I'm on a sugar freedom journey now. And I have been training my body for so many years to come back to my roots, to breathe, to come back to that inner central place where I can anchor in. It's not perfect, it takes practice, it's a lifelong journey. But this isn't about rules, it's not about restriction, it's about learning what works for us. It's certainly not about deprivation. And for me, I had the inner rebel popped up all of the time. I have a huge inner rebel, or an inner child that pops up when things don't feel fun, when I've been too head in my work and it feels boring, it feels fun, it doesn't feel fun. Where's the pleasure? Where's the play? Where's the relaxation and the fun? This is so important. And this is what we need to bring in, supportive structure, which actually helps us to navigate this journey, because alcohol freedom is about the journey. And we don't ever get there, we are here already. So it's about living in the present moment, in your day, in your new state. And this is where we bring in stage 4, which I call the mermaid. And the mermaid represents freedom. Freedom. When I talk about alcohol freedom, it doesn't necessarily mean no drinking. For most people, it does mean no drinking. But we're all different, and we have to be okay. Give ourselves permission to explore what works for us. And if we get triggered by other people, that's actually a gift. The trigger is a gift because it's showing us what still needs healing within us. And I used to not be able to see that at all. But this is where we get to a state within where we see alcohol as neutral, sugar as neutral. I couldn't see this before. I couldn't see this, but now I can. It's my thoughts about the alcohol that keep me stuck. It's my thoughts about the sugar. It's my beliefs. It's my stories. So we have to catch these. These belong to the old identity. And this is about being in the new us, where we found freedom, and it doesn't matter. This is where building a life that feels so good to you, whatever that means for you, building on your hopes, your dreams, your desires, as simple as they may be, it's freedom from the thinking. This is where we keep ourselves in prison in our mind. So this isn't about restriction or deprivation, it's about freedom and what that means to you. The mermaid has shifted her identity. She no longer sees alcohol as something she needs. She can tell herself, I can drink if I want to. I tell myself that. I can drink if I want to. It would be so easy for me. There's a garage like literally 5 minutes down the road from me. I could hop in my car, go buy wine, go buy junk if I want to. But I choose not to. Now, it's taken me ages, years to get to this place. Years. But don't lose hope, because it's the little things, the little habits, changing your way of thinking, rewiring something in the moment, changing your state, changing your being. It's the little things you're doing every day that are adding to your, I call it your soul wealth bank account, your inner health bank account. Nothing is wasted. You are building new pathways. You're chipping away. You're honing your new identity into this mermaid, or whatever you want to call it, this gorgeous, fun, fit, fabulous woman, however you want to be feeling. So you've got to get clear on who the new you is. And I would so love to hear in the comments, who is that? How would you love to be? And there's nothing wrong with you now, but we all have things, seed dreams and desires that we would love. So the energy of the mermaid is clearer. Her nervous system is calmer. Her relationships are deeper. They are more connected to themselves. They are more connected to their home. Their inner environment and their outer environment match. So they are this clear channel for being the leader, self-led, and leading others. So if you have a business, just imagine the impact this is going to have on your business by showing up as truly, authentically you, knowing how to manage your emotions, creating nourishing routines, navigating cravings, and building a really joy-filled life. So the mermaid stage isn't about perfection. No, definitely not. It's about discipline, but I call it blisscipline, because it's discipline that's built when you're doing the habits that feel soul aligned, that feel good to you. So you're not bashing away at the gym if it doesn't feel good, but maybe like me, you enjoy dancing in your living room. So finding the actual specific habits that feel really good to you. So the mermaid is actually about alignment. This is soul alignment, self-mastery. And many, many people feel like they're failing when they're navigating, when they're really navigating through failure, and like perhaps that literally stops them. They go back to Ostrich. Like, no, we have to take responsibility. Now, the ostrich isn't wrong, the toe dipper isn't weak, the swimmer, she's not failing. Each stage of this is an unfolding. And the real transformation happens when we start strengthening the roots beneath our behaviour. And that's the work we do inside Strong Roots. Our membership, it's a really affordable membership, monthly membership, cancel anytime. If you want the details, pop details in the comments or private message me, I'll send them over. The real question isn't, do you have a problem with alcohol? You know, so many people are Googling that. I just don't find that helpful. I believe the real question is, where are you right now in your relationship with alcohol? Can you identify which stage you are? Are you the ostrich? Are you avoiding? Are you the toe dipper? You're curious. Are you the swimmer? You're activating yourself. You're initiating change. Or are you already becoming the mermaid? Can you feel that you are really morphing into that new self? So wherever you are, is exactly the right place to begin, because once we plant your roots, everything starts to grow. So the wellness tree in Strong Roots, in the membership, we do a deep dive into these roots to support you, to anchor you with whichever of these stages that you're in, so that you can really connect with your own inner wellness tree, so you can create more calm, more clarity, steadier days. Doesn't matter if you're drinking, but you're wanting to drink less or none. Create a new way of being, of living, of being, and alcohol just falls away. But how we do this, we're working with these roots, we're working with the vision, what you want to create, gentle, feel good, simple goals, daily habits. We're building in the routines here, and we're creating a stay sober plan. We're creating an on-track plan, and we're building on-track days together your way, whether that's drinking less or none. But we're working with the branches of the wellness tree as well, which is all of those different life areas. Things like the emotions and how to work with them and navigating cravings. It's things like working on the self-care, deep self-care. This is all simple. This is really mini habits, baby stuff you can easily implement. It's working on your inner, your outer environment. Let me just remind myself of the branches. It's working on our relationships and who we are being the best wife or the best partner, the best mum, dog mum, child mum, maybe having to reparent ourselves as well. It's about creating movement that feels really good to you, the basic things. What we're eating, following a diet that feels really good to you. Not a weight loss diet, although weight loss can be part of it. And when we talk about weight loss, we are working on weight loss. It happens by itself. Energetic weight loss. When we drop the beliefs, the things that we don't even realise we're thinking. And it can take having a coach to actually spot that, and for you to just have that shift and have that light bulb moment, and you're like, oh, I didn't realise that about me. So it's more presence, more connection, it's moving ourselves, how we're showing up, how we're dressing, who we're being, how we're speaking. This is all tied in with the identity work that we're doing. It's also about having a spiritual practice, whatever that looks like for you. Doesn't have to be religious. Whatever that means for you, whether it's God, spirit, source energy, love, nature, or something that's greater than you don't know what it is, but it's having that practice in place, knowing that we are fully supported. And it's also about money, taking great care of our money and our finances, and all of this, our home, clutter clearing, everything, like literally every single life area is tied in with the wellness tree, and our business as well, because how you're showing up in your life, starting with you, ripple effects into your business, whether you have a business or you're wanting to start a business. How powerful is that? And then imagine the effect that this has on your clients, on the people in your environment, on the people in your home, your loved ones. This is so life-changing. I'll quickly tell you, really quickly, because I have a client in a second, about my kitchen light bulb moment, if you haven't heard me tell the story before. So I'd made the decision to go sober. I was a few weeks back in. This is after a million day ones. I had a massive craving in my kitchen. It was a really sunny day, and I thought I could just go down that garage and buy wine. I was just like, And I had this voice in my head that suddenly appeared, and it said, Kath, that's what you always do. You will go and buy wine, you'll buy too much wine, you'll end up drinking, you'll be stuck in that same cycle. And this voice said to me, if you don't break this cycle, you're only going to stay in it. And I was like, oh, that's so true. And then I suddenly got really curious and realised I had never known the version of me, bearing in mind I'd had all my life binge eating, overeating, sugar addiction. I had never known the version of me that felt free, that actually proved that I can do this, I can be free. That's when I really got into my swimmer, and I thought, I just got to go for it. I'm going to do it. And I thought, people will think I'm never going to be able to do this. And that's when I needed community, I needed accountability, which is great because that's what Strong Roots is for, and this community as well, this free community. But I needed that. And then I realised I just need to be a completely different version of me. I'm never going to do it in this current state I am because I don't know how to do it. I need to think differently, I need to be differently, and I don't know how, and we don't know how. But that's when the wellness tree started unfolding, seed by seed. It was a long time growing alongside me. It's like, just go for it, just start the journey. You'll learn as you go, you'll get your lessons as you go. So I would love to invite you to come and join Strong Roots. It's a really affordable price. It's currently £59 a month. You can cancel any time. Send me a DM, I'll pop you the details, and if you'd love to join us, I would love to welcome you in. We're doing all of this work and it's really fun. We have a gorgeous, small, private WhatsApp group chat. We have a coaching session every week. Everything's recorded. Doesn't matter if you can't come live, you can study at your own pace, there's no pressure. I wish I'd had this when I first stopped drinking. So hope this has made some clarity for you today. Let me know which stage you're in. I would love to learn from you where you are. If you have any questions, pop them below or pop me a private message. Have the most gorgeous rest of the day. Keep going, gorgeous souls. Keep on keeping on. You've totally got this. Sending Mermaid love to you all. Bye for now.